Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode number 17 of the AniGains podcast. Joins me today, boys. It has been a little while, to be fair. I think we've low-key fell off after that last episode. We just lost the footage. Sorry.
It was my fault on account of my terrible Wi-Fi, so it just cut off about 3/4 of the podcast, unfortunately.
So since then, Qais has, I think, fixed his Wi-Fi.
We'll see today.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we don't lose another one. Otherwise, we're going to fall off. Gentlemen, as always, how are we doing? It's been a very long time.
As you can see, we've got the new backdrop. AniGains viewers.
An awful backdrop. That some awful t-shirts.
Fucking beautiful, mate. I've been lying on my bed. There's like clips where we're talking, and I'm just sat there like this, lying on my bed, just like doing like this. But now I've got my office set up. We've got a signed Diego Costa shirt, who, fun fact, is my favourite footballer ever. And we've got a signed Billy Gilmore shirt, obviously Scottish.
So Noah, it's not only your anime takes that are mid, it's also your footballers' tastes that are mid.
Okay. You lost the final. Eat my ass. Unlucky. Anyway.
Okay.
Kids, how are you?
Yeah, man, not too bad. I've just been, busy off-seasoning, growing. Heaviest weight I've ever been, actually. I was 205.8 pounds this morning, which is, heaviest I've been, strongest I've been on pretty much every movement. So yeah, cannot complain. And then I'm actually in the process myself of relocating. Once everything's confirmed, I shall confirm my my location and dox myself. But until that's done,
he's going to give out his full postcode on the podcast, guys.
Exactly.
I'm not going to miss that. Yeah, you can send Qais all sorts of funny things in the mail. Lord knows I will.
Please do not do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, since the last pod, there've also been a bunch of shows as well. Sorry, no, a few things we haven't mentioned. No, Noah, we haven't mentioned. Sorry, no, we'll get onto that. I was just gonna say I forgot to mention, me and Noah had an in-person interaction at the PCA show.
Yeah, I'm taller.
No, you're not.
Yeah. Fuck off,
look at my post. Go on my post on Instagram, and you'll see.
Oh, this one. Yeah. Well, canonically, Qais wears fucking mattresses for his shoes, and has gained about 3 inches under his feet. So just putting that out there, guys. But yeah, Cam, how are you? How have you been?
It doesn't fucking matter. We'll just move on. Right, so we had a good talking point about something to do with the UK DFPA or something. Yeah, the UK. It's been a while.
Cam, how are you?
Oh, mate. No one cares, bro. It was the UK DFPA show, and in that show we saw the return of Mr. Morris.
Yes.
Mr. AJ himself, the natural godfather of bodybuilding. I mean, you boys were at that show in person, yeah?
I wasn't.
I don't know. No, it's for there.
I thought you were there. Were you not?
I was at a wedding.
Oh.
I was going to go, but I remembered, I actually didn't care about going, so I just didn't go.
Didn't care about natural bodybuilding.
Really?
No.
Hashtag coaching, link in bio, guys.
Yeah.
That's episode.
No.
Shit.
No, but it was a good return to the stage for AJ. My coach, by the way. But no, he very impressive. I thought he won. He absolutely dominated. Well, he dominated his class for sure. There was one other guy in the overall where it was like somewhat. Can you share screen maybe? Go on his Insta.
I can try.
Come on, get your Instagram up, Cam.
Yeah, just don't share your DMs this time. His questionable DMs.
Okay, all right.
But,
none of my DMs are questionable. I'm against viewers. Right. we're gonna go to present. Sorry, guys. Sorry, this episode's fucking shit. My bad.
The fucking most chaotic start, yeah.
Okay, all right. So now we've got AJ Morris on the screen. Here he is. Well done, mate.
Here he is.
Even his quads,
Wait,
even
get
that
a shot.
first photo, just his
Oh.
quads chilling.
Shredded.
Yeah, mate.
It's
But
fuck.
he's not. I've heard that he's not 100% all the way in. Like, there's another show coming up, which I think
he's doing.
Yeah, he's got a Barcelona.
Yeah, he's doing the Worlds. It's somewhere in Spain. He's doing the Worlds. Yeah, so he'll be leaner for that one. I mean, it's comparative to himself. He's still pretty shredded, to be fair. But I think it's in comparison to his leanest, which he has been probably a bit leaner before. But I mean, he's never been as big as this.
Yeah, like his posing could have been better. Like you can see the difference in his legs when he switches them on. Like they're not on. Like his upper quad, whenever he actually brings the detail through, like they look so much better. Like you'll see little flickers there. Like he's obviously got the tissue. You see in that first photo, like his quads are hanging over his knee. But then when he actually switches his quad on, sometimes there'll be detail, sometimes there won't be, and it's such a difference when it's upper. You can see all the fucking lines. But fuck, who am I to talk? I got 5th in teens in 2022.
Yeah, Noah's just giving AJ Morris posing advice here.
Yeah.
Again,
link in bio, AJ.
One thing I do like about AJ is that, like, he very much is a product of his own work, because I wouldn't look at AJ and be like, oh, he's a fucking genetic freak.
Yeah.
Like, structurally anyway. Like, if I look, I'll think about a genetic freak, just to, suck one of my mates off. James Albaster, for example. He is somebody where you look at him and he's not, I mean, when James comes in 100% peeled, like, you fucking see it. But even when he's not, you can still see stupid amount of tissue, stupidly round delts, like, stupid, like, guitar string hamstrings. Like, he looks crazy. And with AJ, I don't see that within the realm of his physique, but because he doesn't miss a beat through anything that he does, it's so dominating. Like, I wouldn't say he could have. And when he turns up 100% peeled, like we say, even like comparatively to himself, that I think will be really, really special, because this is somebody who's like basically maxed out their character stats, like just the products of their own work. Like, even like, look, I remember like watching his prep, like he trained really fucking hard. He made a really good reel about like how, a lot of people feel like taking out the hard shit when, your prep gets tough. And it's, I don't know, bro. If you're not following AJ Morris, bro, go follow this motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
in my opinion,
agree.
Yeah.
No, go on.
No, I was going to say, in my opinion, I think AJ is like the best representative for natural bodybuilding in the UK, in my opinion. He just embodies like what it is about in terms of, okay, you might not be the most genetically gifted, but you'll put everything into progressing your physique. And he focuses on the right things as well in terms of training hard, being consistent over time, and that's how you will progress your physique. And it's like he's done this for like, I think he's competed since he was like 16, 17, so a good 10 to 12 years-ish now he's been competing. And he's someone who's like been up there with like some genetic freaks and consistently beating these people. And it's just an example to other people, like that hard work, it pays off, and consistency over time pays off. And he's obviously like present on socials, and the way he shares his journey, as well as obviously all his clients' journeys, it's so cool. It's so cool, man. And obviously I've been with him from the beginning of my own journey as well. So when I started in 2018, well, before my first prep, I've been with him since then. And through that, I've watched him grow as a coach and an athlete as well. So that's been super cool to see as well.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think it is really important as not only an athlete, but also as a coach. If you're coaching other athletes, you absolutely have to lead from the front. Like, I've said it 100 times to any of my clients, especially like when the going gets tough for some of them. Like, I'd never program something for you that I haven't already done myself. Like that, I wouldn't be not physically capable of being done. Like, you know, and AJ doesn't miss a beat through anything. So I don't know. I feel like when you almost command with that presence, if he tells you to do something, you know, there's no hesitation there. The man's done it himself. And the man has done it consistently over a period of time. Kez, didn't you say like he got back to you in like half an hour of like his peak or something?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, literally on Thursday's my check-in day. He was competing on the Saturday or Sunday, one of the two anyway. So he's 3 days out from his show. I do a check-in. Half an hour later, I get the response. And that's like how good of a coach he is. Like, no matter what's going on with his own athlete process and his journey as an athlete, he'll always put his clients first, no matter what. And it's like, it's even though I'm not a coach, I'm an opposing coach. Like, that's the kind of person, like, posing coach I want to be. I want to like be there for my clients and be available and everything, and put everything I can into them. And I think he's like the perfect example for other coaches who say they're busy, say they've got a lot on, and then they'll use that as an excuse not to do things. Well, look at AJ. Look how many high level clients he has all the time, competing at shows every single weekend, all whilst he's prepping himself, and he can still offer that level of service. So yeah, AJ's built absolutely unreal. And he cares about all the clients as well. Like, he literally paid out of his own pocket to come and see me compete and help me in Dubai. He didn't have to do it, but he did it because he wanted to. And that was that means a lot. That means a lot to me. So yeah, man, AJ is the best from a bodybuilding perspective. But should we go into his media tests?
Oh, well, I mean, Kez,
you can take the floor, mate. You feel some kind of way.
Yeah.
Cam, share the video, please.
Oh, mate. Where's the video?
I sent it on AniGains. I sent it on our chat.
All right.
It's on our chat.
You know, Kez, like,
so
prior,
for context,
we should get these things ready.
We should. But for context for the viewers, this video was taken from AJ's YouTube video at 1 day out from the UKDFBA show. And it was basically, I think they were just discussing their, him and Loz were discussing their tastes in TV series generally. And they were asking for recommendations from the viewers. I think they said they were into sports documentaries and things like that and real life stuff. And then they said, we do not want any of that cartoony stuff like anime for our recommendations. I don't know if you've managed to get it up.
Yeah, I've pulled up like a Google tab to try and censor some of my DMs.
Right.
You might legitimately have to blur this because.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Okay. All right. Whatever. Okay. Just blur everything on the.
Yeah. I'm not blurring anything. Why do you just maximize the screen?
Like cartoony stuff, like anime. Sorry, just no. But anything else, like really, the only thing we wouldn't watch is like cartoony stuff, like anime. Sorry, just no.
It's in his pink blue light goggles.
Literally, I was just about to say that, mate.
Cam, I want opinions because I'm going to clip this up.
Okay, so you want my opinion, not your own, not your own from your own video.
I want yours. I want yours.
I'll say
you want mine because I'm expendable.
Not my opinion.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Okay. Fine. I think it's fine. Everybody can have their own preferences, should we say? I do think it's a little. AJ's an incredibly intelligent man, you know. But like I personally think it's a little closed-minded just to kind of paint everything over the same brush and say, well, I just don't have time for any of it because I generalize it as being this one thing. I think at least be open to the option to try, you know? Being natural is fucking not the easiest in the bodybuilding space. If you could lever yourself and make things a little bit easier, maybe you watch a funny ass anime, a cool ass anime, something to get you psyched up for the gym. You need every percentage of thing to get you going. Me myself, I couldn't give a fuck about bodybuilding prior to actually starting anime. I got to where I am because of anime, because of that initial burst of motivation that I got, and then I learned consistency after that point. But let's not pretend like I wasn't like 14 years old, like watching Goku power up, doing push-ups in my bedroom, trying to get a 6-pack abs before the house swimming team the day before. It meant something to me. I don't know. If somebody told me to check something out, like I think I'd be very hard pressed at times to say, "Oh no, I'd never fuck that," unless it's like drugs. You know what I mean? It's like, "Oh, bro, you need to try MDMA." I'm like, nah. Like I'll probably give that a miss, but like, yeah, I don't know. I think if it's not going to cause any sort of like physical harm, like why would you not be willing to try? At least try, you know? If somebody can feel so passionate about something, why not give it a chance?
Yeah.
Is my take on it. Qais, do you feel brave enough now to give your opinion? Now that
yeah, I think so. We'll see if I still have a coach this time next week. But anyway, yeah. So I don't know. It's just a case of as you mentioned, being a bit more open-minded with it. I get why some people think that way. That they think, oh, anime, cartoony, when they see like maybe the more weeby stuff maybe being put out there,
for sure.
And they think, okay, like this is something that I just can't get on board with. But I think you just need to explore the different subsects within anime, because there is something for everyone in there. There's series with more serious, darker tones.
Do you genuinely believe that there's something for everyone?
What's that?
Do you genuinely believe that? Like you feel as if like you could get my dad into an anime, for example?
Yep.
You didn't know?
Yep. I do. Because, I mean, the one thing people say is, like, reading subtitles, they hate. But the answer to that is dub. Unfortunately, I'll be like, okay, watch dub then. It's fine. But yeah, I mean, there's so many different genres within anime. Literally the only thing is animated. That's it. But the way they tell stories is so different from show to show. The tone within the anime, even the animation itself, there's like literally the only difference between that and some Western shows with some anime is literally just the fact that it's animated. So yeah, I think there is absolutely something for everyone. At the same time, if you don't want to watch it, that's fine. It's your choice. But to like say blanket or I don't want to watch that cartoony stuff, it's a little bit close-minded, I would say. Yeah.
Add that into your clip, by the way, mate. If you're going to clip me, add that into that. Genuinely.
No, he's going to be like, oh,
I'm putting nothing. I'm just putting you in.
Yeah, fine, whatever. AJ, if you're watching this, mate, I'm sorry. Just my opinion. You're
I'm collabing you and tagging AJ in it.
Sick. Yeah, sick. I'm sure he'll follow me back after that.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Fucking hell. Yeah, no. Speaking of shows, boys, have we been watching anything cool recently?
I have been watching. This is the first time I picked up anime in God knows how long. I went through a phase where I had to like take a bit of a break from it. I go through those kind of phases where I'll watch it and I'll love watching it, but then I took a step away. I've not watched anime since I came back from that 2-week holiday.
Jesus, really?
That long? I just went away from it, and then
for an AniGains host is crazy.
Huh?
For an AniGains host, bro, that's crazy.
My standards
slacking.
But I did binge on Attack on Titan last night. I got through like 12 episodes.
Nice.
I was so invested, and then I was like, Noah, you're yawning and you're crying because you're yawning. Get to sleep, mate. So I'm now. Can I say I'm good to say where I'm at now, aren't I? Right. So I'm at the point where they've obviously Eren's closed the hole, but now they've done the trial.
Erwin.
Yeah, so Erwin's leading the thing for Levi to go, and it's like the big formation with all the horses. And on the right-hand side, there's this big-titted woman who's just ran through the whole... She's wiped out the whole right-hand fleet. The Seekers, they all got massacred. And then... Armin, he's a smart guy. She lifted up his hood and looked at him and was like, "Oh," and then she just let him go and just kept moving her BBL. But then the rest of it, it was like she then led them into the forest, and then Erwin said to them, "Don't let the abnormals into the forest." Oh no, not the abnormals. It was the normal ones, because they turned abnormal whenever they caught the woman, because she was chasing after fucking what's his name? Not Levi. My God, Erin, chasing Erin.
Aaron. Yep.
And then she's getting harpooned from all these different sides, but then she's freezing her skin, and then the whole of that fleet get wiped out, and then she scrans Erin, and then it's about him, Levi, and the girl, Mikasa, pulling him out of her mouth and then going. But we never, at least I have not found out who the woman is yet. They've just got back, and that's it. So they've literally just left the forest now.
And then, question, do you have any theories?
Yes. So, I think that I don't have a theory of who the woman is. At first, I thought it was Mika. Actually, I do. I tell a lie. I have a really weird feeling that she's the blonde woman who wanted to go to the police. You know, the military police. I couldn't tell you
which one's that?
Fucking, I'd have to get like a character wiki up. But there's a blonde woman, because, huh?
Annie.
Is it her? So there's a blonde girl who went to the military police, and it was her and Armin were talking. And she's
Annie.
like, well, yeah, she's like, well, I'm not gonna do the surveys. And then I don't know why she would do it, but I feel like she was the only one, or one of the few ones, that weren't there for the thing. Or it could be Thingy's mum. I don't know.
Whose mum?
It could be Thingy's mum. Armin. Because she
Armin's
looked
mum.
because she looked at his face. Or it could be, oh my God, it could be Erin's mum, because we saw her getting munched on. And so my theory is that there's something, it's something to do, sorry, there's something to do with what the dad's injected.
I'm loving these theories. This is like, I remember being you. I remember being you, Noah, coming up with all these wild theories of what it could be.
But it's like, I feel like it's something to do with the dad and the injections. I feel like it's something to do with that, because there's no reason why under his gaff there's something in there that no one else knows. So the dad's a bit fishy. Yeah, dad's a bit fishy. Dad's up there. So it could be his mum's been injected. It could be that it couldn't be Mikasa's parents, because they're all pan breed. I don't know.
Pan breed.
Yeah, pan breed, did. It doesn't matter.
Oh, right. So Cockney rhyming slang, yeah.
Yeah. Fucking hell. Anyway, I don't know. But one thing I feel like I'm quite confident in saying is that I feel like Erwin is going to become a Titan. Because as they were fighting, he steamed. So you
think he can be has the ability to become a Titan like Eren does?
Yeah, something didn't sit right with me, because when he was controlling the Mandem with Levi, and they were standing in the tree, and they were thinking, right, how are we going to get? There was something they cut to him or something like that, and he had like a little look in his face. Plus, when I don't know if it was like blood or something, but something went onto his cheek, and he steamed up a little bit, and it made me think about whenever Eren and tit lady were fighting, and whenever they get injured, they started steaming. I don't know. Could be something's a warning, and I don't know what. So that's where we're at. I'm becoming like a crazy cat lady trying to think about what the fuck's going on, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm gonna watch a bunch more tonight probably, but it is 9, so
Yep. Mate, you haven't seen anything yet. Anything.
Really?
Oh, mate.
Like,
It's just cooking, bro.
Does it
mate,
just
you
go
know
fucking...
nothing. You know nothing. It's gonna, yeah.
Am I miles
Yeah.
off? Yeah.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. So
No, your theories are valid.
you have one theory in there which is valid.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not gonna say which one, but one of them is.
Oh fuck. I was just okay. Well, anyway, I'm loving it. And you know what? You know what's mental? My story done so well. The amount of people that liked that story and swiped up and messaged me was feral. Genuinely, that's
Yeah,
when
man.
I get less support in my physique photos than a fucking Attack on Titan post.
Mate, same with me. Any anime post goes
Awful,
kicks off.
awful.
I actually can't relate, bro. I post anything with anime, I actually lose followers. But you just post big boobies on your story, engagement goes crazy. I think we need to trade follower fan bases because
Yeah.
I got into this from anime, and you know, no one wants to talk to me about that. Everybody just wants to objectify me.
Oh, another day being double D cam.
It is hard. It genuinely. No, but no, it's sick to hear, man. I definitely want to. I'm looking forward to the next season of anime coming out. JJK season 3's coming. That's gonna be very, very cool. There's a bunch of cool shows actually.
What's the next big one that's coming out?
It's that one that we watched the trailer to not too long ago. That looks gas.
Did you see?
Very, very...
Yeah. Did you see the Crunchyroll Awards?
No, I never paid any attention to that. To be fair.
Guess what? Guess what won?
Solo Leveling.
Nope. Yeah.
Solo Leveling.
Solo Leveling one.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me, honestly. I think there's going to be a resurgence of sort of aura farming in shows, because for quite a long time we've had characters that are just fucking so whingy and whining dominate like the scene, because the way it used to be, right, was like when isekai first came about. Do you boys remember Sword Art Online? Yeah. When that show first came about, everybody thought Kirito was sick. Everybody wanted that in an MC to be like a self-insert power fantasy scale up. And since then, like everybody then just thought it was cringe and then wanted more relatable characters, right? You know, so then we got this new sort of wave of MCs just being absolute soy boys. The soy boy MC protagonist, like RE0. What's that other one? The one with like the 40-year-old man who gets killed and he was like an incel basically. And the entire show he spent. That's the show, yeah. Like that, like at its peak, I refuse to watch that show. I don't care how good it is.
He wasn't really a cyber, he was just a weirdo. He was just
but that's what I mean, like
otaku.
And so like, are we just getting to the point where like we're just sick of seeing these like creepy fucking weirdos be the main characters? Oh, but it's relatable because he's like you. I don't want him to be like me. I want him to be cool.
You want to be the mental like cool guys.
Yeah, but that's why Solo Leveling is doing well. Like, you know, it makes sense. Like, you know, I would be looking for more of that in characters for future shows, and that's why I think JJK will do very well when it comes back out, because who doesn't want to be like
my only issue is Sung Jin Woo. He's for the most part too one-dimensional as a character,
but he has to be, because
the minute he like starts leveling up, he just has one default setting, and it kind of gets, for me, it gets a bit old. There's only one scene in season 2 where it shows any type of actual emotion in a character.
Well, when his mum comes back.
Yeah. And that was for me, that was the best scene in the entire show. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, I prefer characters who are layered. Like, even let's go to Naruto, for example.
But the thing
Let's
is,
say-
though, not every character is going to need that layering, though. Like,
Yeah.
not everyone needs
Yeah.
to have like the tragic backstory or X, Y, Z to make them
A
good.
lot of times it get old. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
but let's just say, for example, a character like Sasuke. Some would consider him an aura farmer, right? Especially in Shippuden, he is somewhat of an aura farmer, but he still is multidimensional as a character. He still has emotions and everything, which makes him interesting. In comparison to just someone who's beating every single villain, has no flaws whatsoever, and has no emotion.
yeah, but the purpose of those
literally-
shows are so different. Like, I've not watched Naruto, but I'm pretty sure one of the jokes about it is like it's all about the friendship and all that. So like, there's a lot more layers to it, that show in itself than Korean man beats ants and wins the world or whatever fucking Solo Leveling's about. You know what I mean?
What? Yeah, did you see the ending when literally like half of them got killed by the ants? Oh,
yeah, he just spawns
see it?
in.
And he
I've
spawns
not
in,
watched
and he could have spawned.
Yeah, I've been told.
He literally could have spawned in at any time to avoid them dying, but he literally waited until the last minute to aura farm, let numerous people die, and then just come in and save the day just for the sake of creating a dramatic TV show. That's some genuine for you.
At the same time, does a show have to be peak or so many shows try and be peak and then fall short, or can it just get away with being the most entertaining objectively?
If it's going to be anime of the year, it needs to be peak for me.
Yeah. So what you had Free Run, didn't you?
Yep.
Would you say Free Run was peak?
For what it is, yeah.
No, that wasn't the question.
What?
That wasn't the question.
Peak storytelling, peak OST, peak
peak OST, bro. That is cold.
OST is amazing. Bro. What?
Yeah, but like to be like, oh, the soundtrack was really good.
But listen, right,
bro.
In anime, a good soundtrack adds so much to a scene. It does.
It can.
It does. When a soundtrack is good, it adds so much depth and emotion to the scene. A perfect example is Naruto. If you didn't have that OST,
Naruto, man, honest to
right?
fuck, man.
No. A lot of those scenes would have hit nowhere near as hard if it didn't have the OST. Like, for me, a good OST is more important than good animation in anime.
Okay, so that is a crazy take.
Yeah, it is.
Good music, genuinely is. Good animation.
Yeah, it's in
an anime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that might be the most booty take I've ever heard.
Yes, you're not going to clip this up because you know that Ian Talbot is going to kick your fucking teeth in.
I'm clipping it. I'm clipping it up.
Clip that up. Post that one before you start. You sent me off to the slaughterhouse with AJ Morrow. Send that one first. That is a crazy take. So do you like the anime Fairy Tail then?
I haven't seen it.
Because Fairy Tail, I would argue, has probably one of the best OSTs in all of anime.
Yep.
But I'll be honest, like the show's premise is very generic. It literally is fighting for your friends. The fight scenes are cool. I liked it when I was a kid. You know, yeah, like if that's how you feel, watch Fairy Tail.
You would love Samurai Champloo.
No, I'll watch it. And also, but by OST, I don't mean opening and ending. I mean the music that's playing during the scenes.
Yeah, bro. Like Samurai Champloo cooks, man. Like, I'd actually say OST
probably the best. Love that country.
Yeah, man.
I'll watch it.
Technically, Devil May Cry fucking cooked as well, because they literally had like Papa Roach, Limp Bizkit, Disturbed. Yeah, bro, the Devil May Cry anime. I can't believe you boys haven't watched it yet. It's literally on Netflix, bro. Like that.
Yeah, but when I see something's been made by Netflix, I'm like, is it gonna be all right?
Okay, have you seen Cyberpunk Edge Runners?
Yes, I have seen that. Yeah,
that one anime of the year.
Yeah.
What would you say has the best anime OST ever?
The best anime OST.
If we're talking soundtrack, for personal preference, genuinely, I think it might be Samurai Champloo, just because I love Nujabes, and that was the only reason I really wanted to watch that was because of the music, and then I really love that art style anyway. So it was.
I'd probably say Attack on Titan. Honestly,
I agree.
I think Attack on Titan genuinely beautiful.
Yeah.
Does it build up towards the bigger scenes later on, or?
Yeah,
there is one. Right now, it's good, but it's not like I'd still pick other things over it.
There's one scene. Well, season 2, a certain episode. I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say which episode. The soundtrack to that is like peak anime. So this is what you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when it happens. But when I watched this, I was like, this is like one of the greatest things I've ever seen, and the soundtrack added to that moment so much.
Season 2.
Yes.
I'm so close to season 2.
Yeah. Oh, bro, I'm not going to say what episode, but you'll know when it happens.
Yeah, I do agree to an extent. Like, OST is so important when actually in tying emotion in with something. See, if you were deaf and you watched a horror movie, how fucking bored you'd be the whole time. Like, there's only,
we're getting cancelled now.
No, I'm just saying,
not cancelable.
Well, it's not. Well, because sound plays such a fucking in terms of adding suspense. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not scared of the dark, but if somebody came up behind me and started slowly playing a harsh note on a violin, mate, I'm breaking myself.
I'm gonna bring up a movie. It's not anime, but it's actually related to this topic. It's related to this topic. It's called Sinners. That is quite a new movie. It's got Michael B. Jordan in. It's like it's a weird mix.
To see that.
It's very, very good. Very good. It has a very good. What's that? Sorry,
I got Michael B. Jordan mixed up with Michael Jordan. I
got what, the basketball player?
Yeah. Be just some giant dude dunking on people. Like, fuck yeah, dude.
Well, that's you've already got that. You got Space Jam.
That's my favorite horror movie. The aliens and that
exactly.
Shit,
definitely.
The OST,
the Monsters. The OST is actually unreal. It actually has a peak OST. It does.
Fuck yeah,
no, but the OST in Sinners is actually amazing. Really, really good. Because a lot of the it's like kind of a musical. It's got a lot of musical sound elements and soundtracks during the actual scenes, but it's kind of like a hybrid horror type thing as well. But I'd watch it for sure. It's one of the best movies I've seen in recent memory, I would say.
Really?
Yep. Really good. Really good.
I feel like a common rule of thumb, we don't have. I don't feel like we should just restrict ourselves to exclusively only talking about anime.
No, we don't.
Like there's quite a couple of other forms of media which are pretty cool. I do want to start actually setting each other some fucking shows to start watching as well, and I'd love to take some recommendations from other people as well.
Yeah.
So some of the
to be fair, I've listened. I've done my bit. I've got Attack on Titan and Samurai Champloo under my sleeve now.
Yeah.
I watched some of that.
To be fair, I mean, I've got a couple of more non-anime mentions. Another film I've recently seen is the Lilo and Stitch remake, the live action.
But apparently, that's really sad.
It's a bit of a tearjerker, I would say.
Did you cry in the cinema?
Maybe a tear might have come out here and there, but
Are you bad for crying when you watch things though?
Yeah,
that's right.
Oh man,
yeah.
I remember,
but
I was lying in bed with my ex at the time, and we're watching Charlotte's Web, and I was crying my eyes out because I was saying, and I kid you not, I was still greeting. I was like, "The spider just wanted to be friends with the pig." I got dumped a few months later. I don't think it's not.
No, I don't relate.
I think it's quite, So don't watch Charlotte's Web with your girlfriend, guys.
You might want to cut this part out potentially. I just want to mention it quickly. I'll do that. I had a dream I was watching Charlotte's Web, and the entire movie was like completely accurate. And then she just got to the point where the spider just kept trying to write the N word over and over again. It was really confusing. Yeah, that was the only difference. And then like,
there's no reason that needs to be taken out.
The pig was really like taken aback by it, and the movie just got uncomfortable at that point. And then yeah, I don't remember that. Like literally, like the dream was like 45 minutes long. I don't know. Charlotte got off the fucking perks. Yeah, like it was a nice movie until that. So anytime somebody brings up Charlotte's Web now, it just fucks me up. Yeah, man.
We're keeping that in.
Right.
Yeah, we'll do that, and then we can go back to
moving swiftly on. Okay, another recommendation. I think you boys will like this. It's not an anime. It's a show on Netflix called Dark. Right? I don't know if you've seen or heard of it, but basically it's a German show. Essentially it's like about this town in Germany, fully enough, where a bunch of weird events start happening. So basically this kid gets lost in a cave, goes missing, and then it's about the events that happen in this town. But basically there are several different time periods and when all this is happening, and it shows how these people are interlinked. And basically it's a time travel show. So people are traveling backwards and forward through different timelines. And then it's kind of how like events in the future can impact events in the past, or past impact the future. And it's super trippy. It's one of them where you have to be paying attention to everything that's happening because it's really complicated. But it's probably no. It's probably the best example of time travel I've ever seen in any piece of media ever.
Well, I've got actually a show that's incredibly similar. That is an anime, and it's a Chinese anime. It's called Link Click.
Okay.
And it's literally pretty much the same thing. So these guys can they take a photograph and then they can go back in time to the person who actually took the photograph. And it basically shows you how it kind of toys on the moral compass of you can't really fuck around too much with the situation, what's going on, because you don't want to change the time period. But at the same time, you can't sit by idly and watch some of the things that happen in these photographs just play out. Yeah, mate, Link Click is actually incredible. It's actually a very good show. I recommend that to both of you. I think you'd both very much enjoy that. It reminded me of that. I completely forgot I actually watched that anime. I watched it on the Stairmaster, actually. That's why I forgot it. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's a good watch for both you boys.
There we go. Yeah, I can't think. I've not watched anything good recently, to be fair. Hold on, let me see if I don't think I've added it to my list. But I've not watched anything in the last 3 months, so no. There you go.
Are you looking to watch something else? Are you looking to watch something else?
Just keep on Attack on Titan. Just keep him binging Attack on Titan.
I'm quite enjoying Attack on Titan at the moment. I want to get into something like, I really like that design similar to Samurai Champloo. There's one that I started watching, but I didn't like the fact that it was in English. It was Afro Samurai.
Oh, I know about it. I've never watched it.
I want to say it's voiced by Morgan Freeman.
I think it is.
I'm pretty sure it's. Hold on, let me get it up. Afro Samurai. Afro Samurai voiced by. Come on. VA. Can we fucking get it? Samuel L. Jackson is the voice of Afro Samurai.
Oh, yeah.
So I did try and start that, but I don't like English animes.
Don't like English.
Don't like the fucking English.
You don't like the English.
Scotland, freedom. No, it needs to be in Japanese for me to be able to actually enjoy it and lock the fuck in. Unless it's Pokemon, then English is okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, that's a pretty interesting topic. So, I've seen shows that are take even Link Click, for example. The voice acting for that originally is in Chinese. And a lot of English people are taking the voice dub that would be in Chinese and switching it to Japanese because it's an anime. I just think that's such a strange concept. Why the fuck are people doing that?
But is it an anime though?
It is an anime, but it's Chinese.
Isn't anime Japanese animation?
I'm pretty.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Origins,
that's what.
yeah, but like I'm pretty sure you could use that across different types of media. No,
I'm not one of these people that like claim that it has to be from Japan to be anime.
yeah,
like
because
the animation style is the same as that.
A lot of people say Avatar: The Last Airbender is anime, and it's not. It's American.
Hold on, can anime be from other countries?
I feel like that's more of an opinion. Like, okay, either way, like if the original source material is in Chinese, would you then switch the language to Japanese to still watch the subtitles?
No, I'd watch it in Chinese.
With obviously,
boys, I've got an answer for you. I've got an answer.
What's that?
So in Japan, anime refers to any animated work regardless of origin or style. Outside of Japan, it's commonly used to refer to animation produced in Japan. But the term anime is more about the style and aesthetics than the origin. The style of the animation rather than where it was created can be a key factor in determining if something is considered anime by some. So realistically, if it's Chinese, South Korean, it's under the same umbrella, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting because there's a show called Castlevania, right? And that's considered an anime, even though it's an American or it's an English show. It's on Netflix, and the main language is spoken is English, and it's set in Transylvania or whatever, Europe. And that's considered an anime. So, and it is because of the art style. It's more of an anime type art style, which is pretty interesting.
I
don't
think
know if
it's
you've seen
about the context.
Castlevania.
No. I think it's about the context.
Very good.
Like, SpongeBob's not fucking anime, but there could be.
Wait. Have you seen on YouTube someone's turned SpongeBob into an anime with like Japanese voice actors?
Oh God, no, I'm not saying that. To be fair,
it is peak. It is peak. You need to. I'll send you it after.
it's like now.
It is
stupid and
SpongeBob.
But I wouldn't call
better than One Piece.
SpongeBob anime, but like if there was a American anime that's somewhat influenced by like Chinese, South Korean, or like Japanese style, then I would call it, like, it can be fucking British, but if it's got that kind of aesthetic and vibe, I'd still say it's somewhat of an anime.
Yeah, I guess it just sort of comes from like the sort of gatekeeping aspect of it. There's so many like old metalheads that wouldn't call like a lot of music coming out today, even by other metal bands, true metal, you know. But at the same time, it's just like you're just being fucking stubborn and gatekeeping because you like what's close to you. You refuse to almost accept that this is just how things are moving now. And to be honest, I like, again, this is sort of a future take. I do feel like the best anime soon are not going to be coming out of Japan. They're probably going to be coming out of China. Like, realistically, they've got the funding for it. They've got pretty much style down. Conceptually, like, it is very good. You know, like, I definitely think there's just going to be more sort of media pooling from across the world. And, you know, it's about time to stop gatekeeping anime as just being Japan exclusive, because soon, you know, you're going to have shows fucking flying from everywhere, which is, I think, for the better anyway. You want to be more entertained with more shit in it. You know?
Well, the workers in Japan are already fucking outstretched as it is, so like the what are they, mangakas?
Mangakos.
The artists, the manga.
Yeah, the mangakas are already like
fucked up
stretched out to fuck the animators, the people. Oh my God, I've dropped that pen again. The people, the animators, everything, like, they're already pretty fucked. So it makes sense. Like, if you're going to China, if they've got, I don't know how many billion people, like, there you go.
Yeah, like literally, yeah. I don't. Well, we'll finally touch on this as like sort of a closing topic. Your boy's opinion on crunch, because I feel like that's one of the reasons we've not been seeing so many peak shows recently.
Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
No, I cancelled my subscription. What?
I've never had a Crunchyroll subscription.
I'm not talking about fucking Crunchyroll. I'm talking about animation studios when it comes to like, okay, let's say you're releasing anime on a week-to-week basis, right? And you have a certain timeline to do it. What's your opinion on these animation studios pushing their workers to basically get the shows out on time to meet a deadline? Because that's what happened with JJK. You know, they had to meet scheduling, like schedules and like timelines. Like the people on season 2. Fucking hell, man! They were doing like legitimately like 25-hour days, like not even.
I feel like I can maybe speak on this pretty well, considering the amount of like Japanese people that I work with and will talk to me about their work, and I've seen it firsthand, like from being over there, the work environment and things like that, and it is just like somewhat like slave labor, just glossed up a little bit nicer. Like the hours, the hours that people work, the customs of the Japanese workforce, and like the whole thing, like nomikai after work, so drinking afterwards, and then being stuck having to go straight back to the office, not seeing family. Like people will genuinely not see their family for a long period of time because they'll have to go to like a capsule hotel or sleep in their office. I think that the working standards in Japan are just awful. Like, to put it in a kind way, they're just shit. There's a reason why so many people are salarymen. There's a reason why so many people are unsatisfied with their life. I'm pretty sure they've got one of the highest suicide rates amongst men in the world. And that's because people are leaving college, leaving uni, leaving high school, going straight into these jobs. And then they realize that, holy shit, this is all there is. It's just work. You drink with your boss, then you go back to work, or you fucking fall asleep in the street steaming. I think that, yeah, I wouldn't want to work for a Japanese organization, especially like whenever it's something with a time constraint, like an anime series or like something like that, where they're put so much pressure on due dates and weekly deadlines to the point where there's so much that goes into it that it just takes away from everything else, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's just a really hard sort of medium to balance because like there's such an excessive demand for everything, and obviously with demand, comes fucking money.
Yeah.
Like you think how many people actually do have a Crunchyroll subscription, how many people will tune in, to see these shows on like a week-to-week basis, especially like within the anime community. Like I'll put it very blunt. Sorry, AniGains viewers. For some, this is like kind of a lot of all people have to look forward to. I mean, Lord knows for me, it was for me at one point, like fucking weekly releases. Mate, I was a rough period in my life where I was like, you know what? The next episode of One Punch Man is coming out. That'll fucking see me through for the next week. Something to fucking look forward to. When those get delayed or like, by crunch or whatever, I mean, like even like with, I don't know, let's look at like GTA 6, for example. Again, not anime related, but still, people are like so fucking pissed off that that's getting released in 2026 May, as opposed to this year. But if it wasn't up to par and it got released this year, people would be fucking stressed out and freaking out about it. So how do you manage expectations around hype?
Yeah. It's I think that, to be fair, I think One Piece done the right thing. They took a 6-month hiatus. But I also think that at one point you have to then outsource your work. You'll realize that the project becomes too big. You have to take extra help with other things. So taking One Piece, for example, literally biggest manga ever, one of the biggest books, like most sold books ever. If you look at how big that industry, like the market share of everything is One Piece related, there's so many different hands that come into place, whether that be is Zunisha into it? Yeah, you've got Netflix, you've got so many different people that will come in to do these different things. But like you need to do that for if there is a big demand, but also just to not completely fuck people. And with that being said, obviously Oda has taken so many breaks because his health has declined. And that's one of the biggest things, like poor health in mangakas, the authors themselves, let alone the people that work. Because if you're doing weekly manga releases, like you'll notice in Oda's manga, his art went to shit. Like for a while, his art went absolute tits up. He had to take breaks because of his health, surgeries, everything like that. He was seeing like 2 hours, an hour a day. He was seeing his family. Then everything else was One Piece. He was like 18 hours a day, One Piece. He was sleeping 4 hours a day, if that. And it's not healthy, but it depends if they outsource or not, if people outsource. But again, Pride could be a case where they're just like, this is our thing. And then they just fucking empty kicks the bucket because they're too stressed, or they're just like, I can't hack it anymore, you know?
Yeah, I think it is a hard one, especially like within the kind of current phenomenon in which we live in, where people just have a short attention span anyway. Like I said earlier, more pools of media are going to be coming in from across the world. And if you go on hiatus for too long and you have this new cool show concept with like a bunch of things going on, I'm not like a very good example, like a couple of years ago, was when Tower of God first got released. That was like the cool in thing. They were like literally first season of that flawless. Then they released like the 2 weeks after God of High School, and mate, you wouldn't have even thought the fucking Tower of God came out. No one was fucking talking about it anymore. Everybody was on this new wave of thing, and when you take breaks for too long, when you take hiatuses for, you lose that hype train. So it's really, really hard to capitalize on things with hype and then match that work mod unless it's already pre-done and it's predated, and then like you've got the funding to do it, and then you can release it on a week-to-week basis and not have to worry about things. You just have to drop episodes, you know. It's just hard. It's so hard because people's attention spans are just so finicky. Um, and demand and hype is where the money is, and you're gonna. It's just a constant game of cat and mouse, you know.
I agree with both of you. It's tricky because
Right.
as a consumer,
Great. Thanks
you
for
kind of
watching the AniGains
yeah.
podcast, guys.
No, as a consumer, you kind of want things here and now. You want the newest series and everything without thinking about what the creators are going through. So it's a tricky one because you hear all the stories about how the animators are treated and everything, and it's one of them where maybe I could wait another few months to get something of a high quality. Maybe if someone is treated a little bit better. I don't know if you saw with JJK. I think the Sukuna versus, is it Maharaga? Is it? I can't remember. Whatever Megami Summit. That animation wasn't the finalized one. So later on, they actually released like the final full quality animated fight on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah. It's on YouTube now. It's got like millions of views
because
that actual fight wasn't the final version.
Oh man, that sucks. Yeah, no, like I don't know, bro. I'm definitely on the camp side where I can wait for shit. You know, like especially if it's like relatively good. I don't know, like yeah, will it like lose my attention periodically? Sure. Like I'm not gonna lie, boys. I'm just rewatching Hunter x Hunter again because it's like I'm waiting for something good and I want to keep going with something that's great. I can remember, I can re-get into something that I know is going to be good. But then, like, if for example, like I didn't fucking know about that. The JJK fight's going to be re-uploaded. I'm gonna probably watch that shit tomorrow. You know, like I can wait for this shit. I'd just rather people didn't kill themselves over, hype, to quickly get the buck. Because in all aspects, bro, whether it be bodybuilding, whatever, doing anything about you're passionate about, if your health don't come first, I don't know. I don't think you should ever sacrifice your health to chase the bag. Something I actually told Qais a little while ago when he was spinning the wheels doing posing coaching and then fucking like working a normal job and then having other commitments outside of that, doing his own training. I was like, bro, you're just fucking burnt out. That's why you don't feel good, because you're sacrificing your health for the bag, bro. I mean, now look at him. Physique's fucking best it's ever been, happiest he's ever been. You know what I mean? That's the difference. You got to find that balance.
And the bag remains. The bag remains.
Yeah, Kez got bread.
Some would say.
Let's not get it twisted, bro. You need a follow, bro. Just message Keds on Instagram, bro.
No, mate. I'm broke.
Shut.
Fucking give peace.
Oh no. Yeah,
mate,
man.
Have you seen Noah's little office there? He's the one balling, not me.
Listen. I've not got a penny to my fucking name anymore, mate.
Oh man. Right,
Yeah,
then.
man. Should we just wrap up with a question?
Yeah.
A pretty relevant one.
Sure.
So Ian Talbot asks, are you all going to be at the First Timers this weekend, WMBF?
Yeah.
Ian, yes, we will. And we're all going to
Yeah.
be together. We're all sleeping in Cam's bed together. And we'll all be at the show. So, you know, if you're gonna insult me, let's make sure you keep the same energy.
Do it to my fucking face, mate.
That's it.
Yeah.
Let's keep this energy.
Mate,
Yeah.
we're going to have a shonen battle. Noah versus Ian Talbot, shonen battle.
Mate, no offense. I don't know if you could beat that man. He's actually
No
fucking
chance.
strong.
He would kill you.
Yeah,
he is pretty fucking. Have you seen his RDLs? It's like he's in prep. He's in like 240. Like in prep, that lean.
Yeah. Yeah, mate. So fucking Noah, get ready. You're gonna have a nice
Listen,
little 1v1.
I'm from Paisley. That says enough, mate. There you go.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, mate. All right. Okay. Yeah. No, we are all going to be at the WMBF show in Dunstable. On is it this Saturday?
Saturday, indeed.
Yeah. And then Noah's bottling it, but then I think me and Kez are going to train the next day together.
Are we training Friday?
Sure. Yeah.
What time are you actually getting there at?
Mate, I get there at like 8 in the morning.
You're gonna get there at fucking 8 in the morning, bro. Fuck
yeah. I showed you the flights.
Yeah, I didn't.
You didn't pay attention, did you?
Nah, man. I just saw that you
I've still got the flight on Monday, so the options there. You know what I mean? I'll just see how things are here, but this option's still there for Monday, you know, and I can still train Sunday possibly.
Yeah, man. Just do whatever's easiest, man. I mean, we can just figure out about it after the pod as well.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, man. So I think the plan is that the boys are gonna get here on Friday. No one's apparently getting here at fucking 8, so I'm gonna go pick him up from the airport in my Jimmy Jammies, and then Kez, what time are you rocking up at? What time are you moseying your way down?
I'll be here Thursday evening.
Thursday evening?
Yeah, remember I've got my.
You're saying like 11.
No, I said I've got my my meeting in Sheffield, and then I'm coming straight down from there.
Right. Okay. The boys are coming to my house earlier than I planned, but that's fine because they're always welcome. In fact, all AniGains are welcome to my house at any time. I'll come pick you guys up or whatever. Kez, you have a car, you can just drive.
I have a car.
Yeah. No, well, you can come with me in the morning to come pick up Noah from the airport.
Oh yeah,
sure thing.
You need to have a sign there ready for me. No.
Yeah.
The ginger one. Something.
The ginger one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sick. Right. Okay then, viewers. Thank you very much for tuning in to potentially the shittest anime show on the internet. Links for everything is going to be in the description. Boys, is there anything else you want to close off with?
If you're wanting men's physique posing, come to me. And that is about it, guys. There you go.
How'd you kick someone off a podcast? How'd you kick someone out of the meeting?
Yeah. All right, boys. All right. See you later. Bye-bye.
In a bit. Peace.